in front of capacity crowds around the world. It's remarkable that these tiny cats can still produce speeds in excess of 110 miles an hour.
This is a brand new boat. It's Burgess, it's English, and it's made basically of wood, very light. It's plywood, and then has a composite cockpit made of fiber. Has a very good bottom. The air goes underneath the boat and lifted, so to speak, and it matches perfectly with the air going above, and the air going under allows a perfect balance. So we now have safety devices such as the new air retarded balloon system. If the boat has an accident and it flips or turns or barrel, immediately after 3 or 4 seconds there's a switch which makes a balloon blow here. This capsule gets up, balloon goes here, and these valves here, they come up. So the water enters from the back of the pontoon, and with the balloon immediately turns the boat upside down so that the capsule remains around here, allows the driver to get out of the water. Then the rescue team arrives, and if the driver is not out of the cockpit already, it will be helped.
How much of the boat is in contact with the water?
Well, I should say about 5 inches, exactly here. 5 inches, and the propeller and the other units only touching the water. So this and this.
How do you control a boat with so little in the water?
The driver normally has triggers, and he can control either the lift or the power trim. And by that he controls when he's against the wind, he gets down the boat. When he's in favor, he can raise the boat a bit, either highing the lift or opening the trim.
And a lot of people would say that circuit powerboat racing is the most exciting power sport in the world. Would you agree with that?
I would agree very much, because being a driver, and well, I'll never forget the emotion, the speeds, the thrill of going very, very fast on the water and seeing everything suddenly appear in front of me, then a big, huge buoy, and then turn. There's nothing compared to that. When you are on a car, you have 4 wheels. Here you are flying, but you are not actually flying like an airplane. You are flying, but you have water. You touch the water, you feel the vibration. There's nothing compared to that.
A new season of World Formula 3 powerboating starts here on the fast tracks. Dunaj-Város, nestling quietly on the banks of the River Danube, 60 kilometers south of Budapest. It's home for the first round of this year's UIM Formula 3 World Powerboat Championship. The top 16 drivers from 8 countries are led out for qualifying by ex-champion and local hero Peter Sandor, number 99, setting the standards at 50.80 seconds. But Britain's Mark Rolls, number 22, silences the fans, clipping 0.88 of a second off his time. 2 more Britons quickly follow his cue. Current champion Ian Andrews, number 1, is round in 49.59 seconds. Only to be eclipsed by Jamie Stallard, number 2, who thrashes round the 1600-metre track, a massive 1.58 seconds quicker than anyone else. So this is how they qualify, the Hungarian duo of Sandor and Czerny, with a little bit to do if they descend the home fans home happy.
The course looks a very simple one. 2-buoy course, looks simple, turn the corner, put your foot down. 3/4 of the way up the back straight, there's a nasty wind off the wall. It just swirls around. I don't know why. You've already seen this weekend a couple go over, and I'm expecting probably a couple more in the race, to be honest.
We're 12th on the grid now, and we've gone from 12th to 1st before, like we did in Austria back in the last season, and there's no reason why we can't do it again.
It's never easy. Once that red light goes out, then there's lots of drivers out there with some who are really good, and we'll be up there with them, and we'll just see how the race pans out.
Of ik het kan, weet ik niet.
I don't have any particular plan. I've qualified in 8th place. Hopefully, I can move forward from there and make the best of it.
Om toch er wat van te maken.
It will be a hard race. All depends on the start line and starting the first 2 rounds. It seems to be in Hungary. The first 2-3 laps is very important. If you are in front, then you stay in front. It will be a tough race.
I've qualified a lot of times and I'm not very good at qualifying. Don't ask me what it is. Hopefully I can go pick up a few places in the race, if not win, I don't know. First race of the season, let's see what goes on.
A season of great promise. There are no hot favourites, with the old Danube looking much bluer in latter years, and all set for the first Grand Prix of the UIM Formula 3 World Powerboat Championship. The course is simple, but traversing it 40 times, peaking at 110 miles an hour, may not be. It's a dead engine start. Off they go, line abreast to Mark 1. Sandor is number 99, and that's a magnificent break from 5th on the grid for the local man. Stallard number 2, Andrews number 1, and Rolls number 22 are left standing as the Hungarian takes the early grip. At the turn, the lead around 20 metres. Stallard number 2 moves into 2nd place, and I think that was Stallard nipping back across Andrews' bow after a very good exit. There he is on the right of Sandor, the picture bringing him in a little closer than he actually is. The rest spread out behind. Jamie Stoddard picking up 5 places already. Sandor in at the end of lap 1, decelerates from 110 miles an hour to 50. Stallard right there with him. Maximum speed down the straights just under 110 miles an hour, riding on the back 2 or 3 inches of the boat, just short of takeoff speed, virtually flying. Back again into the 180-degree turn. Sandor with Stallard on his tail. Very fast on the exit. Stallard slides across the wash into the path of Ian Andrews, picks up 5 or 6 metres on the leader. That was a magnificent turn. But they will all have to stop. That's about over on the top mark. Barrel rolling is the probable explanation. The red flags are out. These guys drive with very little margin of error. And it's Robin Stoddard who's made the error. The restart of the World Formula 3 Grand Prix is minus Great Britain's Robin Stoddard, number 33. Well, there they go, and I'm glad to say Robin Stoddard is perfectly all right, a little wet and a little shaken, but he'll be back for the next round. Once again, off the restart, Stallard and Sandor are quickest into their stride. Sandor, foot flat on the floor, engine trimmed out as far as he dare. Eyes focused on the first turn, and he once again will be the first boat there. Pulling around 3G as he exits, trimming out the engine again, picking up the speed from 40 to 80 miles an hour in around 4 seconds. And look at this! Stallard again more than matches him. So close now, just needs that few extra metres to command the inside line, but he won't get it on this occasion. Sandor giving absolutely nothing away, dips in the nose, keeps it tight, and Stallard must try again on the next lap. Outside track this time. Andrews lines up behind him with Mark Rolls in 4th place. Stallard, it would seem, quite happy to let Sandor go on the straights, maybe feeling the wider line, offers a quicker exit and the opportunity to cut hard down the inside after that. He has got the faster boat, as he proved in qualifying. And here he comes. A couple of metres better off than he was at this point on the last lap. Sandor looking decidedly twitchy, and this is a superb piece of driving from Jamie Stallard, pushing Sandor wide on the track to a point where he has no reply. The lap time, I can tell you, 48.87 seconds, just over 120 kilometres an hour, just short of his record-breaking qualifying lap of 48.01. So quick out of the turn to set up the overtaking opportunity. And once he gets to this point, Sandor has no answer. And he's round again. Last lap time, 48.62 seconds. It's getting better and better all the time. Ian Andrews, current champion. Good lap for him too, 48.64 seconds. Mark Rolls right behind him, 48.67. There's Sandor, 48.92. So the Hungarian is heading for more trouble going into the fourth lap. Stallard again away, picking up the speed. One blade of the propeller in the water, balancing the boat on a few square inches either side, while he peaks at over 100 miles an hour. Number 7 there, Philippe Touré, France, in 7th place behind Marcel Meeberg, Netherlands, number 10. And the water begins to chop up a little. The backwash off the banks and walls making its presence felt, as does Ian Andrews. That picture tells us Sandor has been pushed back to third and is now under pressure from Mark Rolls. So, it's Stallard, number 2, Great Britain first. Andrews, number 1, Great Britain second. Sandor, 99, Hungary third. Rolls, 22, Great Britain fourth. And Czerny, Hungary, in 5th place. Lap time, Stallard 48.83, Andrews 48.29, Sandor 50.06. Ian Andrews is now over half a second quicker than Stallard. Elsewhere, Meeberg has just posted a 50.64, Touré 50.87, Van der Sluis, number 6, 51.06, and Cohen Radi, Netherlands, all the way down in 9th, 48.84. This is Stallard watching Andrews chisel away at his lead. Rolls has passed Sandor on that mark, so he's third now behind Andrews. The Hungarian's fortunes are fading. Oh, and unless that's an illusion from the long lens, Andrews is in trouble, dropping viciously off the pace. An extraordinary lap of changing fortune. Jamie Stallard is relieved of the pressure momentarily, but Mark Rolls is now in direct line attack, and out goes the current champion there, number 1, Ian Andrews. A lively season was promised when the lineup for this year was announced. Jamie Stallard, just one of 5 drivers with a realistic chance of lifting the title, with number 6, Roger van der Sluis, a good bet for the podium. And the moment here where it all started to go wrong for Ian Andrews. The push for the lead, too much for the engine. Last lap coming up, Stallard leads, Rolls is second. This is the battle for third, with Czerny joining the ailing Sandor, whose fall from first place has been little short of dramatic. No obvious signs of a problem, but since the early surge that took him to a 100-metre clear lead, little has gone right for the ex-champion. For Stallard, on the other hand, it has been a weekend of great confidence and triumph. Through qualifying in pole position and a poor start in the Grand Prix, he remains unfazed, waiting his chances. And when they've come, they've been dealt with supremely. It's a full house of points for number 2, Jamie Stallard, and the perfect start to a new season. And how valuable, I wonder, will they be when they're all added up at the end of the year? And don't underestimate Mark Rolls' contribution. A second in conditions which really don't suit him could spell trouble when the going gets rough.
It does the business, that boat, and the engine. You know, all the boys that work to help, you know, everybody that helped us, all of our sponsors, you know, it's marvellous. First race of the season, pole position, you know, let's get some more points in the bank and carry on again.
A tiny corner in the Italian Alps, completely stunning. And the venue for round 2 of the UIM Formula 3 World Powerboat Tour. After the disappointments of round 1, Robin Stoddard, Great Britain, is here to put the record straight. Ian Andrews, current champion, 0 points in round 1, must get on the score sheet. Peter Sandor and Bela Czerny, Hungary, still smarting from a thrashing on home territory. And Mark Rolls, the big threat. All chasing Jamie Stallard, who dominated the first Grand Prix in Dunarsvaret in so dramatic a fashion. He starts favourite again today. First though, it's qualifying for grid positions. And 5th fastest, Ian Andrews, 54.17 seconds, reaching almost 110 miles an hour on the straight. 4th fastest on the flying lap, a best ever for Mike Huijmans, Netherlands, 53.73 seconds. 3rd, less than half a second quicker than Huijmans, Robin Stoddard, Great Britain, 53.27 seconds. 2nd, the rapid Hungarian Peter Sandor, number 99, 51.30 seconds. But first, by just 0.13 of a second, it's the favourite, Jamie Stallard. This is how the grid will look for the Italian Grand Prix. Sandor, the big threat to Stallard, with less than 2 seconds separating the rest. But Ian Andrews has a problem.
What's the problem this weekend?
The second engine, we've got a problem. I think there's a water leak in the block. Nothing we can solve here, so we're on to a lease engine now, and really it's a damage limitation job, I think.
Realistically, what can you do today?
I'll be absolutely over the moon if I'm on the podium.
It's very difficult. The guys in front of me are very experienced drivers. They've won championships, and it wouldn't be easy for me, but I will try, and maybe I can prove myself.
Jamie, so tight in the top 5 this year. I mean, how's that going to affect this particular race?
Well, starts are one of the most critical things in a race, but there are 40 laps to go. Starts haven't been our strongest point, but we've been testing starts, and I think the first few laps are going to be very interesting. Maybe settle down for a few, but then I think it's going to heat up for the race.
Barches, Italy, the venue. World Formula 3 powerboating, the sport. That's the lights. There's the grid, and there they go. Great start as always from Sandor, number 99, 33, Stoddard at his side. Huijmans has already lost a place, but it's Stallard, number 2, who will get the important drop on lap 1. Streaking up the inside from pole position, he gets to Mark 1, clear of the pursuing pack. There he goes. Sandor, already 70 or 80 metres behind, qualified just 0.13 of a second slower than Stallard. Made adjustments to his setup following that, but has he got it right? Stoddard there, you saw in 3rd place, having a little look on the inside of the Hungarian. Less than 5 seconds separated the top 10 in qualifying, and in powerboating terms, that's pretty close. And a clear indication this formula in particular has a bright future. But looking at the start again, it is the Hungarian with the drop on the 2 Brits. But that's as good as it gets for him. Sandor, number 99, ex-champion with high hopes of a repeat performance this year. He's wide again on the bottom turn as they come round for the second time, allowing Stoddard to pick up ground. But the wider line gives him the greater speed, and he quickly pulls away again. Jamie Stallard, winner of round 1, leads again then in round 2. His second lap time around the triangular circuit, 52.83 seconds, and that's a clear half a second better than Sandor in 2nd place. Stoddard, still 3rd, 98 is Czerny, also from Hungary, just edging ahead of Marcel Meeberg, Netherlands, number 10. 4th place is a reward. Number 7, Philippe Touré, France, with Mark Rolls, 22, striking back after a terrible start that left him last off the line. Wide here, keeping up the speed of the boat, needs the points, and that's a magnificent piece of skill from Mark Rolls, who is now the fastest man on the track. That last lap, 52.07 seconds, is 0.02 of 1 second quicker than Stallard. It's worth looking at again. Watch the speed into the buoy and the superb exit, keeping all the power on and leaving the Frenchman without an answer. Stallard, boat trimmed perfectly, around 4 degrees off parallel, allowing the air to rush down the tunnel, giving the lift that allows the boat to run on literally the last few inches at the back and the propeller. Sandor also looking in good shape. 105 miles an hour down the straight, but just off the pace. Stallard, after rolling the boat in Hungary, putting some of that right here, although he will have considered the wind probably essential to put him completely back on track. The suffering continues for champion Ian Andrews, number 1, being lapped here by Stallard. Blew his best engine up in qualifying and must now settle for a low finish. He's 5th at the moment. Stallard, on the other hand, in a rich vein of form. Moving back, 37 is Mike Heisman's last lap, 53.78 seconds. Qualified 4th, but losing some of his sparkle in 6th. As Rolls closes in. Always seems to make life difficult for himself, Mark Rolls. If he could qualify well, what a potent force. But it's Stallard across the line first in round 2. Final lap time, 51.93 seconds. As Sandor briefly threatens. Sandor just lacking that quarter or so of a mile an hour that would have made the difference. Good performances also from Meeberg, Heisman's, Rolls and Philippe Touré. But it's Jamie Stallard, Great Britain, with 2 in a row.
Jamie, it is a fabulous start to the season. It's far too early to say that the championship's in the bag, but you must have high hopes.
Obviously, that's what we're aiming for. But, you know, 2 races gone, 2 races, you know, maximum points in the bank for both of them. And we'll just look forward to the next race in Greece and take it as another race again.
It's looking good, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the way the point system works, no one is getting away too far. 1 breakdown, 1 missed set of points, and all the good work is thrown away, as Jamie Stallard knows.
Jamie Stallard!
Craggily fascinating, never crowded. Sunshine most of the time. It's not easy to imagine anywhere more delightful. No wonder the Greek islands remain Europe's best-loved holiday destination. They like boats as well. Lots and lots of them. The whole area thrives on the things. No shortage, it would seem, of budding sailors eager to experience the rag and stick. But breaking with tradition, sail gives way to power just for a change. This week at Lefkada's newest marina. The World Formula 3 Powerboat Tour is in town, complete with the world's top 15 drivers. 110 miles per hour take the place of the normal 4 or 5 knots. And the course will be quite different, complete with a gusty breeze.
It's an interesting circuit here because it's an L-shaped circuit. The wind does affect it a lot and you can't get out of the wind. It's always going to affect you on one of the straights and it makes all the corners different with the wind. So it makes it interesting, makes it very interesting.
So what special skills would you need in conditions such as this?
I personally run my power trim very fast. I think that gives you an extra advantage when in the windy conditions. You can react that little bit quicker. But there again, I think reactions are the main thing actually. I think the experienced guys with the quick reactions will come to the forefront in such conditions.
How will it affect the overall speed?
The overall speed is surprising, doesn't alter it. In fact, in occasions it can make it faster because it gets the boat up and running quicker out of the corners. So it doesn't really affect the speed, just makes it more dangerous, of course.
As if it weren't dangerous enough already. Time practice is the first serious issue of the weekend.